Hey! We need to work out those intros as soon as we go live. Go on, Bruno.
I know what the intro is, and it's supposed to be me starting off the intro like I do every fucking week. But you always jump the gun for some reason. So no, Alex, let's make this about you. Why don't you and no, I'll do it because I like doing it. Hey everyone, welcome to Wednesday Night Live, Alex's favorite show to interrupt. I'm your host, Tom Bruno, and joined with me is my renegade crew of motley motherfuckers, also known as the Usukers. We'll start by the top fucking ahead of me. Up is my boss. Don't say anything bad about him or he'll fire you Whiteley.
What's up, guys? Stand by, everybody. Stand by. It's gonna be a great show.
Stand by. Next to him is a very funny female comedian, or just comedian in general. You shouldn't put like genders in front of it, but fuck it, Miss Lucy Orchard, everyone.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Fucking A, man. Next to her, or Zim, whatever. Are you going by gender pronouns anymore, Lucy?
She, her will do for me. Thank you very much, sir.
She, her. Perfect. She, her. Next to she, her is the man with the red beard, the legend, the person who smited thousands of children to get here, Mr. Bron Scott.
On a weekly basis, for all my Croatian fans out there, if there are any, Bradoti Scott.
Crazy. And the man that we kidnapped and forced to come on the show under the threat of penalty of death, Mr. David Rocker.
Oh, brilliant. Yes, we're here. And I want to start off the show by saying Happy International Podcast Day, everybody. I forgot it was such a thing. Yeah.
What?
So.
But is that is that like International Pizza Day where everyone's like, yeah, it's International Pizza Day, let's have a pizza? Is this like our way of being like, hey, it's International Podcast Day, listen, you fuck.
Yeah, listen to the podcast, jackass.
I think I compare it to Steak and Blowjob Day. High expectations, but no payoff at the end.
It sounds like you get a steak and a blowjob on this. So there's lots of payoff on that day. This sounds like the greatest day ever. What day on the calendar is it?
Most people will get a steak and a blowjob, but then there's one guy going, "Ooh, it's my day, and you get nothing." Yeah.
He walks into a butcher's and he's like, "So I get a steak and a blowjob from you, right?"
Just a steak, or it's locked. It's a pandemic. There's a lot of people broke. You probably can't even afford a steak at the moment. So it's a bologna sandwich and a hand job by yourself.
So I guess it's blowjobs all around then, right?
Let's say hello to Hugh Janus.
Yeah.
I love Hugh Janus. Love you, man.
Hey, Hugh.
Joining us on YouTube. And Kenny Aldrich, he says with Lucy there, Tom is no longer the pretty one.
I would debate this. I'm still fucking pretty. Just because Lucy does not detract from my prettiness, it just means that the show is even prettier. So
I love it when Tom's like, "Yeah, welcome to Usuk," until someone questions his prettiness, and he's kind of like, "I'm still pretty."
Yeah, I'm so pretty.
He needs some sort of validation in order to do the show.
I'm pretty and witty and gay.
Emphasis on the glass.
Yeah, but only one of us has got their own wind machine blowing their hair. Look at David down the bottom, like Beyonce in the fucking final moment.
It's hot in here, man. It's 100 degrees outside in Santa Ana. So.
Because your building's on fire or because it's hot there?
It's just hot here, dude. We got another fucking heat wave. I didn't know about it until like yesterday. I'm like, wait, how hot is it going to be? Fuck.
Fucking A, man. I don't know. Fucking so I made apple fritters today. That's my news.
How did they come out?
Okay, cool.
They were fucking excellent, man. Kenny let me borrow his mixer, and I just fucking fritted up some apples. Dude, I've been looking so forward to them because, like, once the leaves start changing color, we go apple picking, and I don't know, man. I'm fucking old and pathetic nowadays. I used to get excited about doing drugs and hanging out with my
now
wife.
You're like, hey, look at the leaf. It's falling.
Oh my god, I can't wait to go pick so many fucking apples, bro. It was awesome. I loved it. They were good. They're really good. I'm not a great baker, but I fucking tried my hardest. Isn't that what matters? I get a participation trophy.
Baking is pretty tough. It's always like, people I know that have been baking for years are like, okay, hopefully this comes out right. I'm like, what are you talking about? You've done this shit before. They're like, yeah, sometimes it don't come out that well.
Well, they say that cooking is an art and baking is a science, which would make sense because when I
Yes.
made my fritters today, meth came out of them. So it makes sense why they would say that.
What did you put in them?
Meth.
What's up, Brian? How's it going? Thanks for joining us, Brian Plato. There, joining us in the feed, and your wife says your daughter just asked, "Daddy's gay?"
Yes, he is. I think it's 2020.
Brian adds, Tom's been baked for years. Brilliant.
Yes.
I love it.
He knows. He knows. Brian will be a guest at the end of this coming month. We're not in October yet, but he will be the guest at the end of the month when we're going to talk about all sorts of cool shit. I don't want to get into it because it's a lot of stuff he said off air last time. But the other thing we're going to bring is the spookiest stuff that happens in our towns, man. We're all proud of the places we live. I want to hear the spookiest shit. And the place he's from, New Orleans, has a lot of spooky shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Dude, all the spooky shit. Voodoo, Santeria, sacrifice. There's a bunch of shit.
We're doing
Vampires.
We're doing What's the Difference live. That's going to be fun.
We are.
We haven't done that before. Spooky pumpkin. We've been up to something at the weekend, haven't we, TS? We did something at the weekend.
We did indeed, my friend. We actually met up for the first time ever. And it was a
Was it a steak and blowjob day for you guys? Or?
It was indeed. I got the steak. And then I got on my knees.
That's
I heard you like the ribeye. Here's this T-bone.
Oh no! What you should have been like is fucking Alex should have given you be like, yeah, there's the T-bone, baby. There's the T-bone. Yes, you missed it.
How do you like it? Raw? Rare?
We went out for a few drinks around Shrewsbury, and it was okay. So I don't go out that often. I'm not a party. I mean, I'll have a few drinks at home, but I won't go out. This is the one time I wanted to go out and have some fun, and this is the first weekend of the 10 p.m. closing of the pubs in the UK, which I've got to say, right, I'm all for following the rules.
Ooh.
Wear your mask, make sure you socially distance, things like this. But I don't see how closing the pubs an hour early is going to help. I don't get it.
Wait,
I don't
an hour early? Wait, your pubs close at 11?
Yeah.
Traditionally, yeah. But I mean, on a Saturday night, some places will stay up until 2, 3 o'clock. But you know,
Okay.
But traditionally, 11 o'clock is kind of the last orders. Lucy, you've gone
because Alex, everybody knows that COVID goes to bed at 10. You fucking asshole, and then they're back up at 12, and you can't be out of that time, or you're gonna get fucking COVID, bro.
And this is the funny thing, because what happened, TS? What videos were you looking at that night? It was like just the pubs.
Porn.
No, everybody's piled out the pubs, carried on drinking.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
streets,
out in the streets. Yeah. I was thinking, what videos are you on about there?
Nice one, Boris. Well done. Yeah. Lucy, you've been doing bar work. You got a new job in a bar or a restaurant, or was it you're doing?
Bar and restaurant, yeah.
Bar and restaurant. So, what's it been like for you guys when everybody's just getting wankered at 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Well, where we live is quite sleepy, so our average guest is slightly older. It's not students doing pound to pint. It's definitely more your early bird diner. But it was a case of we had to just stand over the last 3 tables and we're like 15 minutes till 10, because you know we'd be the ones that get in trouble. We had them in the place. It's not that we have to stop serving; they have to be out by 10. Like, get your shit. Fuck off outside. I mean, bless their heart. They've done it really well. They've removed so many tables, but still it's a case of, right, 1:45, you're going to have to go. Bye.
How's that ice, David? Is it pretty clinky?
Yeah. What? Gotta make my drink a little bit.
Hey, I'm not judging. No judgments. It's 5 o'clock everywhere.
It's actually 3 o'clock here, and I've been drinking since 1.
You're a fucking American hero, David, and I can tell by the way your hair's waving.
I've got a question for you, Tom.
Not all heroes
from Hugh Janus. Can Americans make a decent Yorkshire pudding? We have had this discussion before.
Can Americans make decent what?
Yorkshire pudding. The real question is, does anybody care? No.
What the fuck is a Yorkshire pudding?
Oh.
It's where you take a Yorkie puppy and you cut them open.
God.
And
that's a Filipino dish, dude. Come on.
Oh my God. Horrible. Bad. bad, David.
Hugh is one of my best. Hugh is one of my best fans. So back off, boys. Don't be mean to Hugh.
That's not against Hugh Janus. Listen, that's nothing against Hugh Janus. I fucking love Hugh Janus. The way that he's just so open to everything. And I would never disagree. I'm just saying that nobody cares about your stupid fucking pudding.
Yes, stop pounding on Hugh Janus.
It is nice.
Yorkshire pudding is something we eat on a Sunday roast. You take a batter and you roast it. It turns into like a big fluffy ball of crunchy joy, and you put gravy on top of it. That's proper gravy as well, not the white shit that you guys make in America. You're like
real gravy.
You like jizz.
We
in
have
a bowl.
like turkey gravy, which is good, which I like.
Yeah. Turkey gravy's good, man. Fucking like what do they call that when the pan scrapings put like
the roux?
Yeah, well that's roux, but roux's roux. That's just flour and butter.
Wasn't that how you make a good gravy? Was like you start off with roux and then you add some other shit?
Well, you take the pan drippings and then you put in the roux afterwards with some fucking like broth and shit. Kenny Aldrin, who should be here. Yorkshire pudding is a common English side dish, a baked pudding made from a batter of eggs, flour, milk, and water. It is a versatile food that can be served in numerous ways depending on the choice of ingredients, the size of the pudding, and the accompanying components of the dish.
Very famously, we like to cook sausages in it and call it toad in the hole.
But that's not
Turd
pudding.
in the hole?
That's not pudding. Like, is there a sweet factor to this fucking dish?
Nope.
No,
It's not pudding then. It's not.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You guys, honestly, you're like,
you put
pudding.
marshmallows on your dinner, so stop asking if everything's got to be sweet.
Certain things, Lucy, like if it's a sweet potato fucking casserole or something, yeah, we put some fucking marshmallows on that
Just
motherfucker.
because it's called sweet potato doesn't mean you've got to put sweets on it. Stop being so literal.
Or you could just call your things what they really are instead of calling a cookie a biscuit and shit. Fucking, it's a basket.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, do you have any crisps? What the fuck is a crisp?
It's actually Crisp the actor. What was his first name? Something Crisp. He was in Back to the Future. He was really good.
Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover. Yes, Crispin Glover is what it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Pudding.
crispy cut.
Pudding. Learn from to pronounce noun. 1. North American, a dessert with a creamy consistency. Chocolate pudding. 2. A sweet or savory steamed dish made with flour. Yorkshire pudding. In other words, Kenny Aldrich says, "Shut the fuck up, Bruno."
Well, one of those sounds horrible. One of them sounds great, and I'll leave it up to the people listening. Why? You said the same thing about your dick. I didn't like that either. So,
Well, luckily enough, I could stretch my dick over the Atlantic and wrap it around your neck. Very much like the one good episode I've seen of The Boys. This week.
Fuck you!
That was amazing. That was one of the best. That was the best episode of the season so far.
Cheers.
For people that don't spoilers, by the way, if you've not been watching The Boys and you're gonna sort of whatever, there's a guy, they break into an asylum. They have the guy that played the Iceman in X-Men.
Yeah.
Now he's the lamplighter who can throw fire, which I thought was funny. I think somebody put a meme up saying you don't believe in global warming, no?
That's all right.
And there was a guy that was running around the asylum with a stretchy penis, which, David, you remember when I came on Speakeasy, they asked me what my superpower would be. I said, stretchy penis. That was because I like the idea of like saving some redneck fucking anti-gay motherfucker from falling down a cliff with my stretchy penis, bringing him up off the cliff. He's crying because I saved his life, and then I wipe away the tear from his eyes with the end of my penis.
How fast can your penis extend? Because terminal velocity for a human is really fast, dude. So can your penis ripping
out a fire hose?
I could literally just like straight through your body, impale you, or I can gently crack people. Can you imagine that? Just and this isn't a sexual thing. I just think it would be a big fuck you to a lot of the anti sort of Anyway,
to the homophobic people. Yeah.
Come on, finish that off. Don't give up halfway through a shit sentence. Come on.
The people are not too keen on gay people, and those kind of homophobic people. I think it'd be great. Yeah, well,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going nowhere. So it's no fucking. Okay, really quickly, did you guys talk about Joe Rogan on the Weekly Bazaar yet?
We did a while
Yeah.
ago about his him laughing about
Not that.
no, not
Not
that.
that.
Why?
No,
What's
no, no.
going on?
Did you guys see about fucking how the people from Spotify are threatening to quit / fucking riots or not riot, protest Joe Rogan if they don't start censoring him?
I should
Why?
go through.
Because he says a lot of
Because he's really
controversial shit. Wait, what?
That's
What
Hey, what?
what'd you say? Can I hear that again? Just to make sure before I start getting all What'd you say?
I've looked after he was laughing about the sexual harassment that Joey Diaz was so proud of. I went through his
Okay,
Twitter
okay.
to see, because I didn't really know anything about him. So I went through his Twitter to try and get some sort of measure of the guy. And he's like the dictionary definition of toxic madness. It's it's about, you need to support my brother. My brother. There's one woman on, you click on her profile and she's like just basically got her tits out. Or it's just so, and then he'll be like, oh, Eddie Izzard is really, really great. He's the most amazing person. And the next post, he'll be retweeting somebody that says that trans people are just people that are flip-flopping with their ideas and need to pick a side. So it's like he contradicts himself completely and seems to be ultimately fucking pointless.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely understand your point of view, but well, I don't know if I want to get into that. Let me move. I'm gonna take myself out of there because like I'm not a girl, obviously, even though my boobs say otherwise. I'm a fucking dude, and I see like a dude that's kind of learning as he goes. Like he might say something really, really dumb, but then if he finds out new information or if he gets convinced otherwise, he's not a person that doesn't retract or he won't change his opinion based on it. So like I understand like the Joey Diaz shit was kind of fucked, but also, and this is also another flawed point, unfortunately, because unfortunately, is that you're a comedian as well. So like the fact that I would say, well, he's a comedian, he pushes the boundaries to kind of get a reaction or get a rise, doesn't probably play to you because obviously like, well, I'm a comedian, I don't do that fucking thing. So I guess I don't know. My real point about the whole thing is not about the transgressions prior. It's about the fact that the people are saying that they are going to stop working at Spotify, that they're going to boycott Spotify, when I don't think they understood who they were hiring, if that's the case. Because like you said, he says a lot of not so great shit sometimes.
I mean, I think what it's down to with Joe Rogan is his guests as well. He likes to get a lot of outspoken, like, Eddie, for example, like he'll just go out and say it and he doesn't give a shit. Like, and that's the kind of people he surrounds himself with. What I do love about Joe Rogan is he does get a lot of female scientists, female authors. He does kind of spread it out across on his shows.
Yeah,
and
he has a pretty big.
Yeah. It gives him a chance as well to talk.
Mhm.
And he's done a lot for science, I guess, because he's let people to have their opinions.
I think Lucy's very impressed by this.
Yeah.
He lets them talk. Oh my god, he's a fucking saint.
Oh, I don't think anyone said that he's a saint. I don't think that was the words. I think that what Alex is giving him kudos for is the fact that he gives to everyone a chance.
He's not an intern. He should know better. We had a very similar thing over here where we had a radio DJ. I'm not going to say comedian because that's insulting to other comedians, but he was a radio presenter, Russell Brand. He put out a recorded program, which was very offensive and very hurtful towards, what's his name? The guy that played from Faulty Towers.
Is his daughter?
It was his granddaughter. He rang this guy to say, I fucked your granddaughter. And they played that clip on the show, and it was recorded as well, and it wasn't edited. And there is the argument of, is it down to the artist to stop being a dick, or is it the editor to make sure that isn't going out? I think there needs to be, both parties need to realize that, if it's going out, it's going out, and you should be able to have some sort of level. It's not censorship, it's just decency. I
think the difference between someone like Russell Brand and Joe Rogan is Russell Brand has many times held his hands up and gone, "Yeah, I was in the wrong. I've done that. I've done some terrible shit." But he does a lot to help people now, especially with mindfulness and
He's
spiritual.
really skated
Yeah.
through the Me Too as well. You've only got to Twitter search him for about 30 seconds, and you can find all the stuff that I mean, how he's not been tapped on the shoulder and cancelled, I don't know. But it is a case of are Spotify meant to be doing more to stop him from doing stuff that people don't like, or is Joe meant to stop producing stuff that people don't like?
Well, I akin it to, like, do you remember when Howard Stern went to Sirius? Like when he went to Sirius XM, if he was to go to Sirius XM and they were to be like, okay, Howard Stern, stop being Howard Stern and stop doing some of the things that make you Howard Stern, I don't think that would have played out, well either, because these are the people that you hired. You hired them based on the content that they produce, which is clearly popular in a lot of people's eyes. And you want to change it. Why? Because the socio-political fucking things that he says, there's not fucking completely PC. I just don't get it.
Anyway, let's just throw this up. Alex calls his penis Mr. Fantastic. Thank you, Brian Play-Doh, for that. Because,
Ooh.
I gotta say,
Did you ever see that Fantastic Four movie that they made out of like 50 quid budget, but they had to make it in order to keep the franchise? They
Wait,
bought
which
the
one?
rights to Fantastic Four, but they had to make
She's
movies.
talking. She's talking
And
about
it's
it was
the
like the
one with the wavy hand
yeah
at the end,
it
they're
was
coming
like-
out of the limo, which is just a guy shaking a hand.
I think it was like the early 90s or like maybe even the late 80s. They were going to lose the rights to the Fantastic Four, so they literally made like the cheapest Fantastic Four movie ever and put it. I don't even think they put it out. Kenny, look it up because I know he's watching. Kenny, look it up to see if they put it out and stuff, so we can fucking.
I've
get some
never
more
heard of
facts
it.
on it.
I'm only aware of the one in the 2000s, right? The early 2000s, and then
Yeah,
the most
with
recent reboot.
Yeah, with Jessica Alba, Michael
Yeah.
Chiklis, and fucking who played Mr. Fantastic in that? I can never remember his name.
Some fucking dude. I don't know.
That
Oh,
guy.
Welsh guy.
It was
Yeah,
the guy who
okay.
played Hornblower. He fucking hell.
Matthew.
Lillard? No, not Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, right. That'd be fucking. I'd actually watch that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first name that came to my head. Anyway, I threw up a thread up earlier on Facebook. That was I thought was just a good idea. We started a nostalgia train. I don't know why. I just thought let's take a dig through memory lane. And I want to say thank you to everybody that enjoyed that today and joined in, because it was really fun. As people. I mean, some of the shit we're talking about. Tots TV for the people in the UK. Go Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
That was Ghostbusters.
That's the Ghostbusters thing. Yeah, what the fuck? Go Gadget.
Rich Carter put not the mama. I mentioned the Boglins. Remember Boglins? We got Mighty Max. Did you guys have Mighty Max?
We did. It was like the boy version
Polly
of Polly
Pocket.
Pocket. Yeah. Fucking
Oh.
right, we had that.
Yeah, I remember.
It had
had,
like
like-
all skulls and cages and shit. Yeah.
Dude, like the fucking place that would like the girls would open up and like, look at the little pretty house. And I was like, look at the fucking death and decay. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Mighty Max. So this is the idea. What did you put? Oh yeah, because I mentioned Command and Conquer Red Alert and TS. You were like, I was playing that last night. How the
I
fuck
was
did that
last
happen?
night, yeah.
How the fuck did that?
I used to absolutely love those games as a kid. Absolutely loved them. And then I think Steam Origin had them for like all of them for like $5. I was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then just started playing them forever. Like every
got a
single one of
package
them
for
was
you.
so good. With the classic old music as well.
Yeah, so thank you to everybody for joining in with that. That was really, really fun. Also, go on, Tom. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, speaking of nostalgia, fucking, do you remember that you and me were talking about doing a watch of a new movie that was coming out, and then we would watch the original and see how they hold up and stuff? We picked Candyman for that, but there's also another movie that's coming out as well, which the trailer popped out. It was The Craft Legacy.
What?
Yeah, The Craft Legacy, and don't like, because a lot of people, like my buddy Adam, he was getting kind of like not shitty about it, but he had the same attitude most people have. It's like, oh, fucking Disney version. It looks kind of good. Like kind of really good. Did it? Have you guys seen The Craft?
Well,
You've
like
seen
the craft,
here?
the craft.
Yeah,
like
the four girl
95.
witches.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're making a Craft add-on. It's not like the same girls. It's like the Craft for this day and age, and it actually looks pretty okay. Fucking, I mean, honestly, I wish it. What? Why? What? You haven't even seen the trailer yet. What are you getting shitty about right now?
I've got a problem with things. I got a thing. Okay, so I watched Bill and Ted 3 last night.
Oh.
Means, and I've got a
Is it
thing
out already?
where they. No. No, look, I had to see it because obviously Brian's watching now. I will pay for it on Amazon and watch it as well because I liked it. I thought it's not that I didn't.
Just send Brian $5. He'll be fine. Be like, I didn't hear anything. Fucking thank you.
No. Okay, I got a problem when they take like IPs from like the 80s and the 90s and then they bring it to today because half the time I don't think people realize what the fuck what they're doing with it. I don't understand. Like with Bill and Ted, it was good in places, but not good in. I mean, I'm trying to be like honest without being offensive.
I loved
if you
it.
know what I mean. I thought it was really funny. There's parts of it that I really
loved it.
enjoyed, but there's parts of it that I really didn't enjoy. I think it's Ted's daughter, the one with the dark curly hair. She got me really confused because at first I was kind of like, look at this, what the fuck is this? And I was like, you know, she's actually quite fit. Like, she was actually quite. She kind of grew on me. You know, for fuck's sake.
What are you trying to say?
I warmed to her. That's what I meant to say. Not that she grew.
I'm
on
sure you did. You
Yeah,
got
bollocks.
warmed her.
Bollocks,
Yeah, we
yeah.
get it. We get it.
Yeah, it was growing all right. Yeah.
Fuck's sake. I liked it. I thought it was a great go of it because you just got to try, haven't you? But I just don't think it works. I think and the biggest point for me was they were like, we got to write the song to unite the universe, and every single time. And this song was just they traveled through decades and different places to go and find the song, and the song was fucking shit. It was awful. I was like,
Whitey man.
you could have found a better song to end it. Brian, please tune in. Because they could have chose a better song. That's it. That's my biggest point.
I think you just got it up, mate.
I'm gonna watch it again. I am gonna watch it again. I'm gonna keep watching it because this is what happens with me. Tom will back me up on this. I'll watch The Boys season 2 after shitting on it and be like, actually, it wasn't that bad. And this is how I work.
There's lots of things that I really kind of dug about it, but Tom, fuck you. Is it supposed to be bad though? Kind of like the way that the Tenacious D best song in the world was supposed to be bad.
That was a tribute.
Yeah, I know that was the tribute, but remember they actually had the actual song at the end. Come on, Cage, now we're gonna blow doors down. I hear you, Jables, now we're gonna blow doors down. That's the song, and tribute's about that song.
I'm literally like Brian's flipping his lid right now. He's just put, I love Bill and Ted 3. Then he's like, what? Then he's like, the song was great. What? Okay,
I loved it, Brian. I loved it. So fuck Alex.
And I gotta say, Weezer wrote a really good song for the soundtrack for that movie. They could have just used that because it is a really fucking good song. I love Weezer anyway, but apparently there are some deeper messages in the movie. Hugh Janus, I love that. Hugh, just keep writing shit in so you keep saying your name.
Yes, fucking Hugh Janus, you are so right. David Duchovny was in the motherfucking trailer, and he seems like the kind of like good dad almost. He's like, hey guys, here's a little bit of beer. Why don't you go downstairs and perform some sacrifices? I'm gonna be up here fucking your mom.
Yeah,
it was good.
I think
I gotta watch the trailer.
With these older sort of titles that they brought back into the modern age, you've either got one or two things. I reckon you've got like a bunch of older dudes that were, originally
Kitty.
Oh, Lucy's cat.
Good save.
Just wanted to walk across the keyboard.
Good save.
So I've got these old guys sat around the table going, let's just do what we did last time. Or you've got loads of young people going, yeah, man, let's have them doing like fucking on Snapchat and doing like that. You know what I mean?
That was such an old man reference. Fucking, you're like, oh, the
Snapchat.
You should have said TikTok, you weirdo.
No, you guys got your MySpace and
Tom's
me and the
my
top
best friend.
8-year-old.
I love Tom.
I love that. David, I love you. I love you.
You guys want to see it? Fucking, I got it right here. Fucking,
What
it's
is that?
it's the
trailer?
craft fucking trailer. Yeah, it's the craft trailer.
Okay.
Fucking-
Let me tell you what. You guys keep talking. I'll find it. Okay. You guys.
Oh yeah, you
All
do
right.
it. That'd probably be better than me trying to
So,
third party
I
do it through
think-
my phone.
For me, I think like I don't know. There's a lot of movies that are classics, from the 80s and 90s that are like in a sense like cult classics that I just don't think ever should be touched. There's no need for them to be touched. But then you kind of after all this shit, like nowadays, it's just reboot after reboot, remake after remake. It's like,
But
there's no
not
originals.
it's not a reboot or a remake. It's just an add-on. That's why they add the legacy to it, because there's supposed to be a continuation of like the background of it all, like similar premises of the fact that like they're still tapping into the same powers that
they're going to open up that universe that the craft is in a sense.
Yeah. It's not like they're like, oh, my mom
Okay.
is the redhead from fucking the craft.
Shit, my mom is Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah, fucking Vicky Valancourt.
I
which, by
love
the
her
way,
so much, dude.
dude. Vicky Val, and she showed me her boobies, and I like them too.
I always do it when she's holding a sign at the window. Want me to kill them?
Fucking no, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. Mama's right.
Mama's right. I like when you get the trailer.
Yeah, I got the trailer.
All
Right
right,
here.
let's see this shit.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's watch this. It's 2 minutes 40 seconds long, but we've done this before. We didn't get kicked off. So
It's about as long as I
fingers
last. That's fine.
Yeah.
On your mark, 6, set, go.
Feathers, stiff as a board, light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Bloomhouse, okay.
Okay, let's do this. I know it feels fast, but it's nice, isn't it? To have a family unit.
Come on in to meet the boys. I'm really excited to meet you.
How you feeling about school? You can meet some new friends.
I know why the caged bird sings.
Wow, that is super nasty.
All right, enough. Settle down.
Hey, it happens to everyone. He's made us all cry at one point or another. You should come over after school.
Jumpy.
Is it the audio stopped? What's going on here?
Because you're out fourth.
Just in time for first period.
This is all just a little crazy. Half the battle of having powers is believing you do. That's why covens have always been on.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
Keep going.
I'm gonna leave it there because
What else
the
can we do? We need to put us on TV. We don't want to hurt him though, right?
okay, I'm gonna stop there because it's fucking up. It's fucking up. It looks good actually. I'm gonna say it looks all right.
Yeah. Fucking Lucy, what do you think?
It looks a bit younger. I mean, I know that I was
Yeah.
about 14. No, I was about 15 when it came out, and I think Clueless and The Craft was just like an Alanis Morissette CD. That was that generation.
Yeah.
We just watched them over and over again whilst we listened to it, and then make sure we wait 9 minutes 26 seconds to get the secret song on Alanis. Like that was what we did during those days. But it doesn't feel. I thought it's about the girls with the new girl that came in, and then the one with the short hair was meant to be an absolute cray, going about man on, and this seems a little bit more like sort of Disney teens. Looks even younger than the era that it was based in when we watched the original.
Well,
Yeah.
the problem is with that movie is that the same problem they had forever. They never put actors that were actually the correct age. They always use like 30-year-olds. I mean, think about Rizzo and
Tobey Maguire.
Grease Light. Yeah, Tobey Maguire. They always put people that are way too old in the sections. Now they're actually using kids that are age appropriate, which of course is going to look like that. But I understand what you're saying though. It's a little Disney-fied. A little bit. The old craft seemed to be a little bit grittier and edgier, but I'd like to see the movie in the whole before I like totally go one way or the other with it. It looks. I think it's the craft that my kid can watch. And I'm not saying that in terms of scariness. I'm saying that in terms of things that she can relate to.
I like how this movie seems a bit more bonded in blood kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Horrible.
She seemed a bit old to be having it. I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Fuck.
That's a good point. That's yeah.
So
I
if it
agree.
was depicting that it was like the start of her period, I'd be like, oh, she's kind of older, no?
Or maybe,
Hugh Janus
yes.
says, doesn't Howard Stern own the rights to a Porky's remake? I don't know.
Amazing.
I don't know.
That'd be brilliant.
Okay, so the question is, do we want to do the Craft Legacy or do we want to do Candyman still?
I was
I
kind of
haven't seen Candyman.
I've never seen Candyman either.
and that's why I
Okay.
want to. That's why I want to do it because I've
Perfect.
never seen Candyman. I've seen The Craft, but not Candyman.
All
It'd
right,
be
we
good.
just said it 3 times. Everyone stop. We can't do anything more. You said it 3 times. You're
Candyman,
fucked. Good
Candyman.
job.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Ooh, it's a great movie. It's a great movie.
can.
Yeah. All right. I love that fucking song. It's a great movie. It's it's one of those movies that people are like, you should never redo Candyman, but I kind of feel like you can redo Candyman.
I was
and
gonna
it
say
has-
Hinton.
There's some movies that you can they can do horror movies. I think like if you remake a horror movie, there's a lot of potential for that to be like such a big hit and a big success. Like Evil Dead, I was kind of against it until I saw the fucking trailer, and then I found out that they're using practical effects. Like hardly any of that movie was CGI, and I'm like, fuck yeah! And like that movie was just so fucking great. So I think with horror, if you're going to do a remake, there's a lot more potential, a lot more room to grow. And if you follow the old rules of using practical effects and stuff like that, I think make it look more real, because practical effects are still a thing. With CGI, you can tell it looks fake, but with practical effects, that technology has advanced and it looks more realistic and scary. And you're like, holy fuck, like it's horrifying. It scars you.
I think I missed practical effects from the moment they started using CGI in '98 or whatever. I was kind of like, please bring back practical effects because this looks awful. It looks awful. Yeah,
It does. Okay, what is the worst horror remake they've done so far? Start with you, David.
Damn, I don't even know, man.
All right, Tom Stevens.
Yeah, come back to me.
Tom
Halloween Resurrection.
Stevens. Ooh, isn't that like a continuation?
It is, but
That's not
Busta
remake, like-
Rhymes. Yeah, Buster Rhymes.
That is
kicking my-
horrible. Yeah, that is horrible, dude. I'm Ew.
I'm gonna bust your ass up. Like it's just a
And
weird
the
thing.
problem with that as well is they completely killed the best ending to a horror movie ever. H2O came out in like 98 and I fucking love that movie. And it ends, spoilers, with Jamie Lee Curtis cutting off Michael Myers' head with a fucking axe. And it's so badass, dude. It's one of my favorites. I still watch it. I pretend like Halloween Resurrection never fucking happened. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. All right, so that's a bad continuation. Fucking David, what is yours?
I'd probably think the Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street remake, like 2010 or whatever it came out, I think, or some shit like that.
Dude, good poll. That movie fucking sucked. Lucy?
I don't watch horror movies.
That's fine. That's fine. What's the worst remake you've ever seen?
Oh, wow. Well, ooh.
Here's a list.
Well, that's a different one altogether, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, it's still a
Um,
film that's remade, so not too much. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Do you know what? I'm gonna. The most recent one I've watched that was disappointing was gonna be Kenneth Branagh's Orient on the Express.
You didn't like that, huh?
Because you cannot beat a Ustinov. No. And also because I'm such an Agatha Christie fan, I have read the books, I have watched the TV versions, I've read listened to the audio version, because they change the endings if they do it on the radio or if they do it on the stage or if they do it on the screen. They always make sure that there's a new thing for the audience to get. And the minute the Kenneth Branagh one started, I think we were 30 seconds in, I went, well, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't
I'm
think
that
that either.
person that sits through the entire movie going, that didn't happen. She didn't say that. Why have they done that?
Real Debbie Downer. I get you. That I feel you 100%. I do that same thing with my favorite stuff. Tom, what about you? Worst remake or worst horror movie remake?
Don't really watch horror films.
Ethan,
Don't
I
really
hang out
watch
with
fucking movies.
Yeah, I know. You're like my life. Worst remake ever. Bullshit. I loved it from the beginning, hated it at the end. Alex, I can't believe you didn't go for the clear winner of the worst remakes, which is Poltergeist. Poltergeist is the worst horror movie remake
got-
of all
Wait,
time.
they did a remake?
Yeah, they
We've
did.
got people in the chat that disagree with you. Hugh Janus says Child's Play was rank, and so does Ryan Berger.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. They changed the premise enough that they could almost get away with saying that it's not Child's Play. But once again, you called it Child's Play, so maybe the fact that Charles Lee Ray is inserting himself inside of a doll should be at play. Yeah, the Poltergeist remake, the only redeeming quality it had throughout the whole movie was that Sam Rockwell was the dad, and that was the only redeeming quality. The rest of the movie is shit.
I love Sam Rockwell. Fuck.
Brian says Lucy is absolutely correct about the.
Why don't just marry her, Brian?
Hey, I've been seeing like I don't know if it's like a fan made poster, but it's like an Exorcist remake that's supposed to happen. Is that true? Is that?
I've heard that as posters too. Yeah. I mean, okay, but here's the thing though: is can they do that?
See, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the horror movies. That's probably like the quintessential horror film that everybody
remaking Star Wars, right? That's one thing you just don't do.
Of the horror genre. Yeah, it's something that you just you can't.
Yes.
Horror film wise, that is shit. Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Resident Evil 1.
The games are phenomenal.
Yeah.
The movies though, the first 3 was shit. 4 was fantastic, then it got really weird.
Yeah.
First one was excellent. How
that's what I said.
dare you say that?
The first 2 I really enjoyed. The third one in the sand and everything with the crows, awful. Fourth one I really liked. Then the rest of them terrible.
Sorry, Tom. I'm really.
It's okay. It's fine.
I
haven't said anything for a while.
Lucy.
Tom, is Resident Evil the one with the hand?
No,
that's
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, that's Left 4 Dead.
Oh, didn't they sequelize
the
Silent Hill?
The amazing guy. Come on, the one where he has to cut his hand off. And the hand comes after
Idle
him,
Hand?
and then he
Idle Hand?
What
do you?
Something evil?
Saw him cut off his leg.
Come on, guys.
Evil Dead.
No. Oh yeah, you're talking about Evil
Dead. Is it Evil Dead?
Yeah, that's Evil. Resident Evil is based on zombie video
Tom.
game.
It's okay.
Wrong Evil.
Brian says they remade The Thing, and he didn't even start it.
Okay, but they did not remake The Thing.
It was a prequel.
Yes, it was a prequel, and the kind of cool thing about it have any of you guys seen The Thing besides me and David? Clearly,
I love John Carpenter.
I
love him so much, dude.
Dude, it is one of the greatest. It still works to this day. I would not let my kid watch it. It's still so fucking good.
I regret last year not going to the Hollywood Palladium. John Carpenter was performing out here in California. Since he stopped doing movies, he's just doing fucking music, and a lot of the music he's been doing is going back to his films and just editing, like fucking around with the songs and shit, and he's making them like creepier, fucking like synthesized shit. I'm like, oh, fucking love it. I didn't have enough money to go see him. It was on Halloween night that he was performing. I'm like, motherfucker. Our biggest regret. Because he's so old.
The Thing, for those that do not know, is a movie about these guys, these scientists in Antarctica doing these experiments.
There's Snake Plissken. There's a diabetes guy, Snake Plissken.
Yeah, Snake Plissken.
Kurt Russell in it.
Yeah, no, Kurt Russell. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, Escape from New York. They're in Antarctica, and this alien crash lands, and it starts taking form of people, and it's this really amazing looking fucking like practical effect, like we were talking about earlier. Anyone that has not seen The Thing, you really need to go watch it. It's phenomenal. In the prequel, okay, so the opening scene is this helicopter comes in and it flies in and it crashes, and the scientists are like, what the fuck? And then that's when they start learning about the aliens. And the prequel is that everything that leads up to that helicopter crash landing.
Like it starts off.
Wait, shut the fuck up, guys. Alien Covenant. Sorry, I had to get that out. Alien Covenant was fucking terrible. Sorry.
I wanted to see that one so bad. Wait, real quick. Okay, so you remember it's kind of a spoiler. In the movie's The Thing, the original, when they're about to, with the little clear, was it defibrillator shit? Remember when they put their hands near his chest, and his chest cavity just opens up, and it like grabs it and shit like that. Okay, you ever been to those restrooms where they have those new space age sort of air drying machines for your hands, but they just look like a giant cuff, and it reminds me every time I put my hands in of it reminds me of that fucking scene in The Thing, and I'm like, dude, I just rather dry my hands with my fucking jeans. Fuck that. Like, I have this weird fear with that shit. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I'm stupid. I'm weird.
We all are.
We got a couple of comments here. Brian says, "Did you know they're making Death on the Nile?"
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a trailer for that.
Yeah, and Tom, your wife has chipped in here. She says Resident Evil 1 was definitely the shit. I really enjoyed it in high school. Had portable DVD player and watched it on the bus on the way to school because it was the only DVD I had worth watching. I bring it to school. I mean, that's nice. It's nice that it's got that. You got that connection.
Do you know what else we were doing in high school? You can take guesses what we were doing in high school. We were doing
drugs.
Yeah, no, we
learning,
were fucking
studying.
Yeah, studying each other's bodies with our penises and
with our tongues.
Right.
We do have something we set up earlier in the week. It was a couple of days ago. Really good fun. So I took this really cool picture of Tom in Hickory's in Shrewsbury of a milk. He had a milkshake. He was really happy. He was like, "Way!" I was like,
the boys come to the yard.
It was amazing. It was
great. And I made the reference to, is that a $5 milkshake? And he's like, what? But anyway, I know. Yeah,
the boys didn't come to the yard, huh?
And he's seen Pulp Fiction too.
I've seen the movie, twice.
Now, I just want to say to everybody that did the Photoshop and make the memes, thank you very much. If I've missed anyone off, come see me afterwards, and I'll fucking sort you out. I will. I'll throw it on next week's show. But the idea was I think Kenny actually came up with the idea, and I'll show Kenny's picture if it doesn't get us into trouble. Was to replace the milkshake with something that Tom was really excited about. So, first of all, I replaced the badge on his hat there from a Steelers one to a Ravens.
Not happy with that.
And then you got Rick Astley there. So that was the idea.
Rick Astley's fine.
Never want to give you up.
I really like that song. I don't know why everybody says I hate it. I actually like that song.
My friend is making a song with Rick Astley. I shit you not. I swear to God.
Shut the fuck up.
No, my mate Dell, he was going to come on Super Bar Fight a while ago. Yeah. He started a football club in Wrexham in Bellevue that was all for like refugees and for people that have been badly treated. And it's done so well. He won one of the BBC Sports Personality of the Year, one of the awards. He won that. He's an amazing guy, and he wants to do something with Rick Astley, and they're actually doing it. Okay, so let's go for these. He's great. It's so cool. The first one here is from James WFC Ball. Is that a friend of yours?
Alex, is that yours?
Yeah, he used to work with me in Sheffield. Big Sheffield Wednesday fan, if you could tell by his name. It's like I think it's a pork joint. I think it just looks like a penis.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's definitely a pork joint, right?
Penis? That's not. I've never seen a pork penis that large.
I gotta say, right, I am not for bullying, and I won't be having it. But the girl in the background has been featured a lot. I won't be having anything bad said about her. But I love the fact that there's 3 of her in the background, just looking there.
I didn't notice that. That's phenomenal.
Next is Harrison, which is Jamie Westwood's son. Tom, and then the milkshake is winning in superhero bar fight, so he's chuffed about that. That's cute. Next up is Michael. To this girl in the background, we're not poking fun of you. It's just funny that you just
am. That's fucking hilarious. Come at me, bro.
It's an unfortunate pose. It's an unfortunate pose. But yeah. Next up is the original picture that started off with Kenny Aldrich. It was like, this is a butt plug that he really wants to go home and play with.
It's so big. It's almost to your mouth. Like that is just the biggest anal insertion device I have ever seen in my life. Except Alex.
Page that I follow on Instagram, and she's a pathologist. One of the videos that she had posted was someone actually had that thing so far up their rectum, they had to get it surgically removed. So they had to go through the stomach.
Was
And
it
so-
Tom? Is that why you were in the hospital, Tom?
It's so like the video is like, you know, just in the surgical room, and they're like, you could see this thing sort of bulging out, like, what is it? And it pulls out, and you're like, it's basically that huge giant fucking it was so huge. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
like that scene out of Me, Myself, and Irene. That's all. Moving on. There's this really funny one there from Jamie Westwood.
Yeah,
I'm open for Ace Ventura. I love that. That's really funny. Well done, Jamie. And then the next one here, Adam Bullivant. I don't know what that is meant to be there.
Newspaper article. Aberdeen winning the Scottish League, which is obviously a dream that will never come true. And there's a few more. I can't remember what they say on there. Something about dating an old woman, I think's on there. And there's another one. I can't remember what they say.
And then this one, which is probably going to get us pulled off the air, but I don't care. We'll try it anyway. And that's
Adam Weaver. Yeah, of course it is.
Adam Weaver. Sorry, I had to do it. Don't ban me, Facebook. Lol. And there's
symbol you guys posted on here.
The biggest dildo you've ever seen.
Had to be done, didn't it?
But
Biggest
so
white
Pug was still bigger. So what's which came first, the chicken or the egg, or Tom's anus?
TS, I want you to pick a winner. Let's pick a winner, and then they can be our meme champion for this week.
I know you said that. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. I'm not going to lie. That's a contender.
Yeah,
I really.
Well, that one.
I'm voting old lady.
I'm going to pick Mike's. Yeah, I think Mike's going to win.
One?
Just for this. Michael's. Yeah, Mike's.
If only they added
Scotty Williamson
again in the
You are
background.
the meme champion of the week. I like this. I think we should do this every week. Get people to send stuff in. Get a picture and just get people to doctor it. I think.
So, like, speaking of the meme exchange, you're stealing our idea.
No, because you guys share memes. We want to make memes.
I make my own memes too, dude. The original content.
You're really good at it as well. Really good.
Thank you. Did you see that latest meme I made?
no.
It's the meme of that old lady walking and the younger lady. You know, the meme is like, "Oh, okay, now, Grandma, let's get you to bed." So I used that template. And I made a back in, or like what I say, it's like something. Eating ass used to be called tossing a salad. And it's like, okay, Grandma, let's get you to bed.
And speaking of Speakeasy, we got George coming on the show next week.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, I can't wait.
Love George. He's great. He's a great supporter of ours. Now, look, I've got to share a story. I said to everybody, we're not going to be able to get through talking points. I do that just so we've got too much to talk about, if that makes sense. But I said to TS, I was like, bring a couple of stories in. You know, something fun to talk about. I think it'd be great. He sends me this. Tractor runs over and kills woman sleeping on California beach. And I was just
yeah, wait, in broad daylight, or was she like a homeless woman at night?
She was a homeless woman, apparently. He didn't say so. He felt a bump and went, "Oh shit!"
That sounds like a Florida thing, but apparently happened in California.
What was my response, TS?
It reminded you of the scene in Austin Powers with the steamroller.
No!
Get out of the way!
The one,
Alex, can you send me that picture, please? Because that happened to my friend.
She got run over by a steamroller?
She got run over by a forklift.
Oh no!
By a telehandler.
Did she die?
And no,
She's
but
gonna send it to her. I don't think so.
The tire on her arm.
Holy shit!
Like she was sunbathing. So I'll try and keep all identity secret. But she just arrived. She, like me, she's a truck driver, so she just arrived somewhere and unloaded, and she was allowed to sleep for the day because we drive at night. So she was just sunbathing, just like on her own in a field, and this guy ran over her. And as somebody who can also drive telehandlers, I was like, there is no way. And I was questioning, like, was it round a corner? Was it up, down a hill? Was he going like all the reasons happened? No, full visibility, not raining, not cloudy, nothing in the way, just obviously having a lovely time. I wouldn't be surprised if he was on his phone. And luckily just ran over because she was just, lying down like that, and he ran over her arm. Fucking left all right, mate. Do you know what I mean? It could have been a whole different story, but yeah, absolutely. I was incensed.
He must have had some sort of vendetta.
Yeah.
And to this day, she murders every forklift
alive.
driver in the sound of music.
Mental. That is mental.
But yeah, I thought my original response was actually, we want to make people laugh, Tom. We don't want to mortify them.
I just thought it was nuts. I just thought it was a nuts story.
It really was. It was a nut story. But yeah, thank you guys. We're rounding on the hour. Has anybody got anything to add before we get out of here? I know.
Yeah, we have an amazing guest coming on. What's the difference this week? But Alex, do you wanna tell him what it is, or do you want me to?
No, you go ahead. Ugh, what happened to my voice then?
You go ahead.
Go ahead, Tom. You do it.
Thank you, Mickey Mouse. So I have I'm obsessed with a couple things in life. I'm obsessed with my family, which is weird, I guess. I'm obsessed with snowboarding. I'm obsessed with comedy. I'm obsessed with mountain climbing, even though I'm like this and I don't climb mountains.
Pretty normal. I'm obsessed with serial killers, so it's fine.
All right, cool. But you're a serial killer though, so it makes sense. So I wanted to speak to somebody that climbed Mount Everest. It's something I've always thought about. It's always like intrigued me because
how many bodies see when they climb there?
Dude, so many dead bodies. And so I wanted to speak to somebody, and then I happened to come across this dude in a mountain climbing page I'm friends with named Jordan Romero, and he is the youngest American. At the age of 13 years old, he climbed up Mount Everest.
And 13 he climbed Mount Everest?
13 he climbed Mount Everest. Dude, no, he totally didn't. He wrote a book about it. He did it with his parents. It's really, really crazy. There's a little bit of controversy behind it. So he's going to be an amazing guest. That episode will come out next week, because this week our episode's coming out with Alma, right?
Yeah. With Maya, yeah. Thank you guys for doing that, by the way. Well, me and Tom, we're getting drunk. Trying to. Yeah.
Hey, Alex, where can people see our shows?
I will show you right now. Okay, we got comments coming through, actually, by the way. I've just been ignoring them. We're going back now. Brian says, David, I like that song too. I don't know what I remember that was referencing.
Rick Astley.
Never gonna give you up. When are you starting the US tour, Alex Whiteley? Well, as soon as COVID's done and I can get a few pennies together, I am gonna. See, this is the thing, right?
Trump's out, because I'm not gonna.
Get rid of we haven't had time to even talk about the debate last night, but I don't know.
It was a fucking lady on CNN even said it live. She's like, it was a shit show. I'm like, oh fuck, cool, yeah, everyone agrees.
See you later, Brian. Take it easy. We got a few more minutes yet, so we can ramble on a bit. But yeah, the debate last night was interesting, guys. What the fuck's going on with your country? What is all this about?
We're about ready to crumble and fall apart and start over again, hopefully.
I didn't watch it. Everyone's trying to shove it in my face. Like, look at the debate. Look how dumb this one looks. Look how dumb that one looks. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Shut the fuck up.
It was really bad.
73 interruptions in 90 minutes.
I mean,
okay, like they were supposed to have 2 minutes each to speak about whatever the question was posed to that particular candidate. But every time it was Biden's turn to speak, Trump was just there like, no, sorry, you're wrong. All of my numbers are great. Believe me, everything. It was just, he just would not shut the fuck up. And the moderator,
your son was a drug addict. He got dishonorably discharged from the army.
Yeah.
No. It was just
like, bro, like, you don't fucking, Trump's the only army he's ever going to command is his white supremacist Proud Boy army that he's got, like, in his pocket, which he fails to, again, like, denounce that white supremacy is bad. He just doesn't want to admit it. I'm like, oh boy.
Sorry,
we'll see what happens. Obviously, we hope you guys make the right choice. I don't want to try and sway people either way, but I'm just saying things are bad. Let's try and make
saying, as an American, I've always been very much pro Second Amendment. So stock up. buy shit.
On it, yes. Everyone go out and buy an anal plug right now. They are big and they are black and they just take care of business.
I sent you lube because you're going to have to need it. Okay. Usuk is a collection of 3 different shows. There is What's the Difference with me, Tom Bruno, and sometimes Kenny Aldrich when his computer isn't bust. And we speak to people from different types of culture from the US or the UK, mainly US people. Excuse me, at the moment, because I can't seem to get a call back. I know
Well,
what's
just
going on.
give me a list of some Brits and I'll fucking message them too. I mean, you're busy. The problem is that I have all the free time in the world because I don't do anything besides show up to the show. So I can take the time and hound people. You're kind of running
You
like 2
have
different
been
podcasts.
amazing. You've been amazing, honestly.
Take the
You
help,
really are.
Alex. Take the help. Tom is offering to help out. Try delegation.
I don't need
Yeah.
to with Tom. He's brilliant. He's booked us up till like November, midway
November,
through
and
November.
Tom
And I'm
knows
working
what
on
he's
this-
doing. Tom has got special powers at the moment. You guys are all absolutely smashing it when it comes to guests for all your shows. So, Alex, just
you.
let somebody else do something.
Oh, Lucy.
Just give me a list of some Brits and I'll go for them as well. I don't know. I always go for people I like and I forget about Alex is, the other half of the show. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. He might want to talk to somebody too. My bad.
Well, get on the blower to Rick Astley because if he's doing a song with
I
Dal,
wanna give you up, never wanna let you
I'd
down.
love to speak to him. It'd be brilliant. So what's the difference? I think Jamie Westwood was guest host with Tom this week. So that'll be on Monday. That was with Amaya. And there is Superhero Bar Fight is still live for a couple more weeks.
It is.
TS, do you want to sell your show?
Yeah, so we had Mr. Daniel Ross on this week, who was the voice of Donald Duck and Starscream in Transformers. So he was on this week. The game, David, not the films, or he went for the movie role, but got the games. Activision rang and went, "You can do it for the games instead." So,
I thought you did for the show, like the television show.
No, I think he went for that. But listen to the interview, mate. You'll find out all about it. Yeah. So
For me.
we have got some unbelievable people coming up in October. So we're interviewing a heavy metal children's band this week. Do children's songs in heavy metal version. So they're quite looking forward to that. And some big ones coming. But yeah, come check out Superhero Bar Fight. We're only around for another couple of weeks. We've got obviously Al and Tom on with us in 2 weeks' time. And Lucy, if you want to join, the gauntlet's been thrown out. So if anybody wants to come on the last show, David, if you want to come, let's just have a big fucking 8-way fight. Fuck it.
Orgy. I was going to go down orgy, not fight. Let's just have an orgy.
Yeah, of course you want an orgy, mate. That's all you ever fucking think about.
Lucy's like, what the
I want to fight.
Yeah,
I want to fight.
I said, come on, orc hard.
No, God, I love that. I love that. That's a throwback, by the way. We've got the first episode of the Weekly Bazaar that Lucy was on. Shane Chebsey was like, "Here's my friend Lucy Orchard," and Lucy was like, "It's Orchard, you fucking idiot." It was so funny, so brilliant. So Superhero Bar Fight is changing to Usuk Chronicles, and Lucy, we do a show together, right?
We do, darling. We do. We like to discuss exactly what shenanigans and strange bizzle the world has done, survived, or hasn't survived. You won't find Brexit or COVID or American debates or politics or anything like that. We like to go for the best kind of stories, which is just like a guy is caught shoplifting flip-flops because he likes to masturbate over them, or a woman got married to the Empire State Building. The real stuff that people need to know about.
You should look up Florida news every once in a while.
Don't worry. We are sponsored
here in the
by
US.
Florida Man and Florida Woman.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have you ever done the game where you put your birthday into the internet and then follow it with Florida Man?
Yeah.
Well, you can also do Florida Woman. On my birthday, a woman sets fire to a hotel because she was accused of stealing a towel, or a woman was pulled over by the police and pulled out an alligator from her trousers.
What?
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
So, don't be sexist. Florida Man, not the only guy out
alligator.
there. It's Florida Woman.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's a great one, that one. But yeah, I really enjoy it. The Weekly Bazaar is a lovely bunch of guys.
I did share the
gals.
overlay there. That's the Weekly Bazaar right there. You can find all of our shows at usuk.podbean.com. There is a website to come. We've got all the stuff we need to send it across. It's going to be made for us, I think, the 10th of October. I think that's going to be live. I don't know. 9th. Yeah. If we've got time. But anyway,
if you guys all join if you got join the Facebook page, Usuk Bands or Usuk just as it is, there's 2 pages, then you'll be able to find all the updates, all the shows up until the website come along. So I believe that we're all Facebook happy here. So yeah, Usuk, just USUK on Facebook, and you'll find all the information for all the shows and all of us Teamsters.
Well said.
Absolutely. Thank you to everybody for commenting on today's show. Thank you to the people that sent in the photoshops, the memes for the Tom Stevens picture. Thank you to Joke Pit for putting us on. And you know what? We'll catch you next week. Let's try this. Let's just see what happens. This has been Usuk Live. I've been Alex Whiteley.
I'm Tom Bruno.
I'm Tom Stevens.
Lucy Orchard.
And I'm zero.
Brilliant. We'll catch you guys next week.